The designer I have chosen from the Museum of Modern Art website is Russell Wright. Russell Wright was born in Ohio, USA on the 3rd of April 1904 into a historic old American family. He died on the 21st December 1976 at the age of 72. Whilst in high school, Wright studied at the Art Academy of Cincinnati, and his teacher was a well-known painter called Frank Duvnick. However, Wright's father was a judge and he encouraged him to study law at the Princeton University, which he did, but only for 1 year. At the time, Wright visited an art colony in Woodstock, New York, where he met his future wife, Mary Small Einstein. Mary was a designer, sculptor, and businesswoman, and throughout Wright's design career, she helped market his products, introducing his trademark stamp to his pottery and helping him become more successful. Shortly after his visit to Woodstock, Wright was offered a job as an assistant on theatre set and studied at the Art Students League in New York and the Columbia University of Architecture. In 1925, at the age of 21, Wright joined a group of designers to visit the Art Decorative Industrial exhibition in Paris. They were looking to start a new profession of designing for American industrial products. With their motto of "a good design is for everyone," they wanted to create a product that everyone could use and afford. This was an important movement as it helped create consumer spending in America, which was struggling to recover from the Great Depression in the 30s. Together with Mary, now his wife, Wright began designing and producing aluminium spun tableware with wooden handles. In 1934, Wright turned to furniture design for Hayward Wakefield, and in the following years he was commissioned by the Conant Balls Company to make a collection of solid bleached maple furniture for Macy's department store. In 1938, he started designing and making molds of a ceramic tableware collection called his American Modern Diningware. He successfully produced this line until 1961, making over $1 million in royalties. His designs were very original, sculptural, and uncluttered. Wright went on to designing other range of tableware including melamine tableware and pitchers. After the war, Russell Wright, together with his wife Mary, wrote an illustrated book called Guide to Easier Living, about the shift to modern housing in America. This book showed Americans how to live more simple, with open kitchen, living, dining rooms, with children allowed to behave like children in the living room. This lifestyle was more relaxed than in the past and appealed to most post-war Americans who wanted to break from the most traditional ways. Russell Wright and Mary adopted a child, and unfortunately 2 years later, Mary died. It was then that Russell Wright designed and built a home on the land that he and Mary had once brought together. His early architectural studies allowed him to successfully do this as an own builder. Wright's building reflects the same American modern philosophy that he followed when designing tableware and furniture. This home he created is recognized as a work of art in its design, working with the natural landscape and using natural-inspired details. When designing the house, Wright's intention was to make it as natural as possible, meaning he wanted to match the outside world with the inside of his house. He also tried to keep the landscape undisturbed when building. As a result, the structural design featuring huge rocks as walls in his home, and the floor is earth and rock. Wright also designed many of the furnitures and features in his home. For example, he designed this lounge chair, which is set up against a raised platform that uses the higher level as an armrest. Some of his other furniture is also blended in with the structure of his house, giving it a casual, natural look. In the bathroom, butterflies and ferns are pressed in between the glass of the sliding glass panels. Russell and Mary had come up with this idea together, as his house was always a project that they had planned on. The object that I have chosen by Russell Wright from the exhibition What Was Good Design is his picture from the American Modern series. The 5 principles of good design I have chosen from Dieter Rams' list of 10 are: good design makes a product useful. Wright's picture is a product that is bought to be used. It holds and pours liquids. Its function is obvious, however, it is also an attractive object to have in your home. Good design is aesthetic. Wright's well-designed picture with soft-toned glazes is not only attractive to look at, I think its smoothness, curviness and cool touch of the ceramic ware must be also nice to hold and use. Good design is honest. Wright's picture is an honest design and it is not trying to be anything else other than a picture. It's not fancy, just simple and smart for its function. Wright has avoided decorating this object with patterns, making it more natural, solid, sculptured object available to be used and enjoyed. Good design is long-lasting. Wright was experimenting with style when he created this picture. He was trying to create a simple, effective, and casual object that would withstood the test of time. Because he was not following a fashion trend, his work has appealed for today. Good design is little design as possible. Everything about this design is essential to being a good working picture. Wright does not only add anything extra, but keeps his design pure and simple. Exploring Russell Wright's intentions and success as a designer, as well as Dieter Rams' principles of good design, has influenced me. I can now see how my work, especially my early projects, have been too full of visual, sending an unclear message. I was thinking at the same time that more was better. However, I now know that good design is little design as possible. These 3 designs of mine show how I've used too many visuals that distract it from the usefulness. For instance, in my CD cover, I have added scissors and a diamond shape that do not represent paper cuts, the title of the CD. It has no meaning behind it, and at the time, I just thought it would look good. I now know that good design makes a product useful. In my environmental poster again, I have too many ideas, some which are unrealistic, like the floating television and the bombing in the background. I was trying to make the poster more powerful, but it just confused the whole idea of protecting the environment. I need to remember that a good design is honest. As I was learning how to use design technology, some sections of my work are not technically accurate. For example, in my Vans bag design, I did not fully add colour, accidentally showing patches of white. A good design is aesthetic, but as Ram says, only well executed objects can be beautiful. To finish off on a positive note, my ShipKit poster is a product that I'm most satisfied with, as I am starting to show more skills using simple, more effective visuals that make clear the design intentions.